All right. This video, this is going to be one of my really nihilistic, meaningless, pointless, absurd thinking videos. When I woke up today, it came again. The happening came again where I was having a couple weeks there where everything was just going. I wasn't really thinking too much about anything. It was just going. And then today, I usually know when I sleep a lot longer than usual and I don't want to get up, I kind of have an idea that I'm going back into one of my how I get. And I really wish that I could just accept this. I wish that I could just accept the way that I am. But every time this comes around, I just don't really see any point to anything. And I start thinking about how everyone will be forgotten. Nobody will be remembered. And then I start thinking things like, this is how people are going to view me. If I look weak, if I look like I'm having a problem, if I really get brutally honest with how I get and how I feel, that people are going to unsubscribe from me. And I'm not talking about the subscribing like on YouTube. I'm not talking about subscribe or unsubscribe. I'm talking about the people will unsubscribe from you, because who wants to listen to someone talking about this? Who wants to listen to someone talking about how absurd things really are? I just did a video the other day about being in the sun, and I would tell people, if you're living and you want to live healthy, yes, get some sun, eat healthy foods. But those things are like distractions to keep me from having this happen again, to where I get in these places where I just like nothing really excites me. I'm just back to this not caring about anything. And I just say, look, I just want to go to sleep. I want to sleep like a vampire. I just want to go to sleep for 100 years, 200 years. And then if I can wake up feeling refreshed, okay. But that's not the way of life. That's not real. That's not reality. We're not vampires. And I don't want to go around doing all that, all the shit that a vampire does. I'm just saying the sleep part. I can't lie. I love when I'm not having horrible dreams, which I am 90% of the time. I love when I'm sleeping and I'm really not thinking of anything. And this is, I don't know how I became like this. I don't know what happened. And a lot of it, I know what a lot of it stems from. A lot of it stems from drug use, and a lot of it stems from a concussion that I had, and just me diving into things and really asking deep questions and thinking logically. I almost kind of fucked myself in a way. And I know this is going to sound crazy to whoever's watching, but I am telling you right now, this is going to sound so, it's not even going to make sense to a lot of you. But I would stay in your delusions. Stay wherever, whatever is making you happy, whatever is getting you by. Now, I know a lot of people right away you're going to go, oh, well, ain't that what you say not to do? All of us have delusions. All of us have delusions. Every one of us. We live daily by delusions. Delusions is what keeps us alive. If we didn't have delusions, then we couldn't live. But see, for me, I know what a delusion really is. And when you find out that so many things in your life, so many things in my life, it was a delusion that I was having. And I still need delusions to live. I still need delusions to live. I still need to, when I'm thinking about something, I need to be thinking like there's either or. See, that this is really hard to explain. People that don't have mental issues or don't have psychological issues, it's really hard to describe to people that don't have this. But I go from really not thinking about this type of stuff, and I'll just have days or weeks where it's just time is passing and I'm not really thinking about it. I'm not thinking about, oh, my life is going to end one day. This is all futile. We're all going to be forgotten. There's no reason to keep going. There's times where I hardly think about that, but it's always in the back of my mind. But it's like today, it came back. It just said, hi, Nate. Did you think you were going to leave me? I don't think so. And it just popped back up. And people would call it all these things like personality disorder and bipolar and all this shit. I don't know. I'm to the point where if I don't make a move here, if something doesn't give in my life, it's not going to end well. It's really not, because I can't lie. I have really been thinking about suicide more than what I ever have in my entire life. My entire life. And this fucking sucks. This is no joke. Like, even though this life is a joke, the whole thing is freaking absurd. It's a circus anyway. I want to, while I'm alive, I need to have something to do or to stay busy with. And I do have my music and my writing, and I have other things. But when I'm feeling like this and when this comes up, some people just can't understand. It's like say you have 1,000-pound gorilla on your back that's fucking with you and is doing things inside of your mind, like it has these tentacles on its finger and it's on your back, and it has these tentacles that go into your mind and start moving around shit and telling you different things and saying it's not going to be all right, you're going to die one day, and all these thoughts that just come into my head. It's like that. And then sometimes it will slowly dissipate and it will almost be off of my back. It'll be like a 5-pound gorilla or a 20-pound gorilla or maybe a 50-pound gorilla. I can handle a 100-pound gorilla on my back. I've been through so much shit psychologically and mentally, and some physical stuff. I haven't been through excruciating physical things, but I know what it is to withdraw off drugs. I know what it is to have really bad headaches. I know what it is to have nerve damage. I know what it is to have a lot of physical things. It's not to the point to where it's so severe, but that's what it's like. It's like this freaking 1,000-pound gorilla, it just comes at will. It just invites itself and says, hey, Nate, did you miss me? I'm back. And it it's there. It's there. And me doing this video, it's helping somewhat, but it's not going to take that 1,000-pound gorilla off my back. I'm just using that as an example. When it's there, and it sticks around for as long as it decides to stick around. And listen, I don't know. I might be bipolar or something. I might have something going on that I cannot help. I cannot control. I just can't do nothing about it. And I realized this is that for me to be honest like this, you don't know how cringy this is for me to be honest like this. I don't like using the word hate, but I do not like this. I do not like being honest like this because sometimes there's just no fucking point to this. There's no point for me to have this happen. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? Just go get on some type of medication. Go to some counselor, go to a therapist, maybe be around people again, find a couple friends, or maybe do something. But then I hesitate to do all that stuff because I know how that goes too. I've already been on both sides of the playing field. And then people say, oh, well, quit bitching and complaining and do something about it. Well, me bitching and complaining and getting on here and talking about how I really feel, this is me doing something about it. And see, like the average person that doesn't have these types of issues, they don't understand how hard this can be. They don't understand the thorn in your side, in my side. They don't understand the fucking torture that I go through. This is almost like fucking torture. It's almost like torture. I have to be absolutely honest. And I haven't found a way to combat that torture. I haven't found a way to combat this fucking thing. But I'm serious. I feel as though this is going to win. And there's really nothing I can do. And I'm not doing this to get pity. I am not doing this for people to feel sorry for me. I am not doing this for people to give me some sad comment saying something about, everything will get better for you. If you want, you can write whatever you write, though. I'm not telling people they can or they can't do anything. But but this goes much deeper than what most people are willing to admit. We can act like everything is sunshine, but people are going through some dark ass shit and they don't talk about it. And why do you think all this shit happens in the world? Why do you think people are doing the things they're doing? Why do you think this generation is so fucking lonely and there's nobody to talk to? I mean, just look at it. Like this phone I'm on, I could give a fuck about this phone, really. I didn't get a phone until 2017 when I was in a rehab because I needed to get a phone. I didn't want anything to do with technology or phones or any of it. And now I'm kind of an addict myself. I'm addicted to technology. I'm addicted to these phones. It's just another addiction. And sometimes I just ask myself, what is the point of even doing any of this? What is the point of doing these videos? What is the point of even talking about anything? It's not going to get nothing done. It might make me, it might, loosen the burden a little bit from me, but it's not going to help what's going on up here. When there's something going on up here, there is no helping that. Sometimes you can talk until your face is about to blow up, if there's any such thing, which there isn't. But I could literally talk and talk about this, and sometimes it doesn't do a damn thing. And it doesn't matter what I do, I just have to live with it. And I'll tell you what, I just do not want to live with it sometimes. I just do not want to fucking live with this shit. I just really don't. And then people, they view this as, they might view this as a negative channel and label it all these things and say, oh, well, why would I listen to anything this guy says? Why would I listen to anything that this person says when he's going through all this and his life is in kind of in shambles and he's having these certain problems and all these things are going on with him? Well, who would subscribe to that person? Who would listen to that guy? But see, this is the facade we hide behind, because all of us go through this shit. All of us have some kind of problem. It's life. This is life. And I didn't ask for most of these things to be like this. I didn't want most of these things to be like this. I never thought in 1,000 years that I would ever become the man that I became, the person that I became. And really, I don't even see myself as a man or a person. I just see myself as material. I see myself as flesh, blood, bone, cartilage, saliva, hair, enamel. That's all I see myself as. I don't even, for me to even label myself as a person anymore kind of makes me sick. Because then I'm saying I'm something so special and like I mean something. And I don't know, maybe there is a God that actually does care for each one of us. Maybe when we die, maybe there is something better and more delightful or whatever than this. I don't freaking know. I don't freaking know. And I can't sit here and guess and drive myself crazy thinking about it. You know, I'll still talk about God on this channel. If there is a God or there isn't a God, I will still talk about cruelty and I will talk about enjoyable things. I will talk about everything on this channel. Everything and anything, because that's what we are. We're everything. We're not just good people. We're capable of doing the most crazy, cruel things imaginable. You know, let's stop fooling ourselves here. It's, I think if there's any point in the history of this world and mankind, we are fooling ourselves more than any time in history right now. And the few people that are being honest, it's kind of like they're taking sides with something. Why can't we just be absolutely honest without picking or choosing a side? Without saying, you know, this person over here is this thing and these people over there, well, they're this and that. I understand that. But I don't know. It's just the way that I feel is different from what I'm talking about now. The way that I feel, I know it's my own problem. And the only way that I see from escaping it is if something happens to come about in my life that changes my circumstances, or I get on some kind of medication, or I start going to some type of therapist, or I maybe start coming around people again, because it just can't keep going like this. I just can't keep doing this. It's just, I'm in a room all day long. I'm sitting in a one-room apartment all day long. And I had a couple weeks there, like I said, where I wasn't thinking about anything. I'm cool by myself for a while. But then I have this little streak where I just completely fall off. I completely fall off the cliff. I'm not at the edge of the cliff. I'm falling down the cliff, about to smack and you know, split open on the ground. I'm about to hit the ground and splatter. That's how close I feel like I am to from falling and hitting the ground with all this. And it's, for me to say that, I don't want to talk about this shit, because then then people get this idea of how you should be the next time. You know, and this is why I say I'm going to talk about everything on this channel. I'm not just going to talk about when I'm feeling good or when things are going right. When things turn for the worst, I'm going to talk about it, because even though it might not help a lot, you know what? I do care about myself, but I'm to the point where I don't really want to use the word sacrifice, but you know what? If this can make somebody else get through, or I can do this for me and then it can maybe do something for someone else, even though it may seem like it's negative and it can seem like it's all this shit that we label things as, I'm just to the point where I just don't care anymore. I just really, really don't care. I'm just through with caring. Like this, just so much of this shit is just so absurd that it just boggles my mind how absurd it really is. You know, what happened to enjoying life and not having to do all of these things that we don't want to do, that we have no desire to do? Life doesn't have to be like this. It does not have to be like this, especially for those who have a grasp over your mental state, and those of you who have, you can still wake up and get out of bed, and you still have some type of drive in your life right now. How can I say this? Like, you just don't realize how you just don't realize how much worse it can really get. And I don't want you to go there. Take me as an example. Take me as the example. I'll put myself lowly for you. I will put myself out there for you. I will basically sacrifice everything that I am. And I'm not talking about this bloodshed sacrifice, this religious sacrifice. I'm just talking about, I will tell you the shit that I went through and the shit that I get into and the things that happen, so you don't have to go there. Because I'm telling you, there is things that you do not want to deal with. There are things that you do not want, you just don't want to go there. I'm telling you, take it from me. If you're someone that keeps asking questions and driving yourself crazy with things, do something to keep your mind off of that, to keep your mind occupied while you're alive. Even though I know all this is absurd, it's the only thing we can do about it is something now. That's the only thing we can do, is do something now if we're going to do anything. You know, I listen to so many people on this platform, and there's nothing that we can do but make right now. If we don't like the situation that we're in, then let's get out of that situation. If life sucks, then let's say it sucks and talk about it, so that maybe we can, for a little bit of time, just for a day, maybe we can get over that just for a little bit. I know it'll be right back the next day. It's the cycle of life. You know, it's the repetitive cycle of life. It drives me crazy too. It drives me nuts, and I don't like it. I don't like this repetitive bullshit. But and I'm not trying to preach. I'm just saying, it's, fuck that. I am not feeling like this. Fuck that. I need to do something so that I don't feel like this. It's just plain and simple. Because if I don't, then I'm just going to stay here in this, even though I said A lot of this I can't help. A lot of this is just some deep psychological mental thing that I can't help. I've been going through it my whole life. It's just been that thorn in my side. It's been that gorilla on my back that I can never get off. Sometimes it's a little monkey, a little 5-10 pound monkey on my back. Then other time it's a huge, big black forest gorilla that's on my back. Like I said, with these tentacles coming out of its fingers, and it's going into my mind, and it's doing all kinds of shit, and it's saying all these things that I know are true. I know they're true, but it's like this nagging at me. It's like, okay, I get it. I get it. I get that we're all going to be forgotten one day. I get that I'm going to die one day. I get that things are temporary. I understand all this. I get it. It's like, but why can't I get over it? It's like, I just want to get over it. Just let me get over the shit. It's like, why I just keep putting myself in this cycle over and over and over and over and over and over again. And if there was a way to break it, then I would do what I had to do, but I haven't figured out a way to do that. And I'm willing to admit, I was just wrong about a lot of shit. It's like, I don't know though. I'm just, like I said, I think a concussion really did something to my mind that I can't really explain to people. But I kind of want to have some type of commune and community, but then at the same time I can't stand people and I don't want to be around people. And sometimes I just completely am disgusted by the human the nature of mankind, not the nature, the condition of mankind. But then I go, I would like to have a commune. I'd like to have people that can help me and I can help them and we can do things together and I can talk to them when I need to talk. But then there's that other part of me. It's kind of like the metaphor with the the angel on one side and the little demon on the other side, but it's not, I don't want to refer to it as that. It's just, it's everything. It's there's something on this side going, well, maybe you need to do this for yourself, and then the other side is going, nah, don't do it because you don't want to get attached. I don't want to do these things all over again and go through the same motions of it. And it's just this back and forth thing. And even the contradictions. Sometimes the contradictions serve me well, and I really like contradictions, and I get a lot from it. But then, again, I kind of go, I just wish that I could accept both sides for what they really are. I'm not going to say nothing against contradiction because that's not the problem. The problem is I just haven't, my brain hasn't come to let me accept things for how they really are. And I'm kind of fighting against those things. And I have this problem with like letting go of stuff. And that's why I say on here, I tell other people to let go because that's what I need to do for myself. See, whatever I tell you is what I need to probably do for myself that I don't do. So the whole thing, it's just, I'm just a hypocrite. I'm just a guy going through life. I have my own delusions. It's, listen, the truth hurts. And sometimes, yes, sometimes certain truths can set you free from things. But then on the other hand, truth fucking sucks and it hurts. So where does that leave you? It just leaves me right back to not really being able to choose or say that I am this or I am that, or What I'm after, I can't get to. I'm after this. Like I said before, I'm after the mid ground. I'm after some kind of balance in my life. I'm after something where I can accept both sides, where I can view both sides of the playing field and say, okay, I understand that. Okay, I understand that. But then sometimes I go, well, what is the point of doing that? Where am I getting? What what is it going to prove? What is it doing for anything? You know what I mean? When you see the absurdity of everything, it's just I don't know, it's really hard to explain. But then again, there's that little part of me that even though I say fuck hope because hope is a beggar, there's a part of me that kind of wants to have some type of reason to live. I want to have some type of meaning now. Not when I die. I know that that's meaningless, but I'm talking about now in my life. I want to have some type of something now. Right now is all that matters to me. I don't care about the past and I don't care about the future. I care about now. And when my now is not going the way that I think it should maybe go, then it causes a whole bunch of shit to go sideways. It causes me to get agitated. It causes all this stuff again. And then I go back to when all this goes away, then I'm like, I'm kind of glad that I went through that because it kind of made this moment when I get out of that even more sweeter because I went through the valley of the shadow of death. I just went through pure hell in my thinking, and I just went through this freaking atrocious gauntlet of just all kinds of shit. And then when I get out of that, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm out of it. And then I'm saying all these things. Oh, I'm out of it. Now I'm joyful. Oh, thank goodness I went through that to see the light and to be this way. But then when you're going back into the shit, and when the shit is coming, and when you're going back into this spiral and things are going on in here, and the 1,000-pound gorilla's coming back on your back, then it's like, oh shit, here we go again. So I really don't know, I never know how to finish anything. There is no way to finish nothing. It just is what it is. It is what it is. But I just can't fake. I can't put on. I just can't do it. I don't have the strength to do it. I don't want to do it. It's just not in me anymore to do. I can't put on a show for people anymore. And there might be a day where you see me and I'm acting completely different from this, completely different. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be like this forever. There's going to be days where I could be acting silly and stupid. Then there's a day like this where I'm on here and it seems like I'm being so serious, even though I'm not trying to be serious. It's just this shit comes and it's like, WTF. And I don't know. I don't know. So, hey, if it helps another person, if it does something for someone else to maybe get out of their situation or to help them move along in their life and whatever, I don't know. I don't know what goes on outside of this. I never know who's going to listen or who's going to come across it. I guess that's the mystery of life, right? But anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. Stay up, stay lowly, resonate.